And action. That's gonna mess me up. One person needs. Well, we wanted to film a video. It's not this video.
Sorry, I just had a giggle fit and I still can't really see straight. I have tears in my eyes.
You got it together?
Kinda.
So we wanted to make a video for you about working, living as a husband and wife duo.
Yes.
And to just kind of hopefully have some relatability to other husband and wife duos, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, or partner and partner, whatever you are.
Relationship and business situation. And so we were gonna film it today.
We had it on the calendar. You spent about an hour writing out some bullet points and some other things for it. And then we both, after this first week of Wandering Aimfully was finished, we're like, I'm too tired.
It was a combination of the first week of Wandering Aimfully, of like documenting the building and building at the same time. And also just, I think it being Friday and like you went to go take Plax to his appointment and
If you watched our check-in video, we put up before this one.
And like I had some coffee this morning that was like a sugary coffee drink at a coffee shop and I was like all excited because it's Friday and I'm gonna treat myself. And
how'd that work out?
And then I had a sugar crash, which happens. But also I do think you're right. I think we're hitting this place where the hours and the intense, for me it's like the intense focus. I don't mind putting in the time, but it's like the intense focus without. And we've been taking little breaks, but no like long breaks. And it's finally, I think, catching up to us a little bit. And
so this is the point of this video. And Caroline was comfortable in the bedroom. She was about to just the rest of the Friday be on her laptop, maybe watch some Hulu, whatever it is that she does in there.
Hulu.
And I said, okay, we're not gonna film this husband and wife video today. We'll do it later. We'll figure it out. It's not the biggest deal in the world. We're the ones who wanted this video to come out. You guys didn't even know that it potentially existed. However, I think we should flip on the camera and I think we should tell everybody this part of it, this story, because this is what happens.
Yes.
And this is, I think, the stuff that most people don't share with you because they're like, oh, I'm just tired, I'm just not gonna do it. Instead, we wanted to actually tell you that we're tired, that this is a lot of work, that we are a little bit overwhelmed here, especially coming after this first week. We knew that this would happen, but when you actually get to it, that's when you have to make the decision of, do we hunker down and film this video and then maybe we're both even more tired, more cranky, or do we listen to ourselves and go, nope, we're just gonna record something simple that can be edited in like a half hour, upload that, and you guys get a real behind the scenes look.
Which I think if you out there are watching this and you are a creative person and you've, tried to create anything, a project or something like that, you always reach this point where you feel like you don't want to do the work and you have to ask yourself, do I push forward? Do I push it to try and like stay consistent or stick to a deadline or do whatever? Or do I kind of, pull back the reins or whatever? And there's, I think, pros and cons to each side. So I think there's a time to push yourself. And then there's a time to also give yourself permission to say, I know that this is actually going to put me in a bad place if I do that potentially. But then on the flip side of that coin, I know some people, I think, give up too easily and say, oh, I just don't feel like doing it, so I'm not going to show up, So it's like, Jason, where is that line? Like, how do you, like, what made the decision for you, on your part at least, of saying we could, because right when we were doing the planning, you were like, no, we're going to do this, because I think it's important that we push through even when we don't feel like it.
Made a fresh cup of coffee. I'm not even gonna put B-roll of me making coffee in this. That's how much I'm not gonna spend extra time on this video.
So what is the determining factor? Because I'm just putting myself in the shoes of someone watching right now going, when do I know when it's time to push through or when it's time to pull back?
You have an order of importance of things that you're doing.
Yes.
And for us, that's building the actual thing is number one. Wandering Aimfully, the website, the membership, all of that stuff is number one. Number two is the documenting of the building of the website, which is number one, which is confusing, but my eye was even like, I'm confused.
Twitch.
Down below that, a couple nodules, is film YouTube videos for this channel that we're trying to get going because we want to be filming videos going forward. And for me, that's when I realized, you know what? Something has to give on this list. It's not the first two. There's probably some other stuff in here I can't think about right now, but the YouTube, it's down here below. We're gonna not do that video.
For me, it's also checking back in with our...
No, that was the answer.
Oh.
Yeah. Again,
Great
working
answer.
Husband and wife duo.
You only have one answer for everything. No. So I totally agree with that. And I lost my train of thought because you said did a joke.
Ooh.
What was I saying?
I don't know. But that sounds like a good place to wrap it up.
No, it was a good point.
Well, you get...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got it?
It was really good.
I kind of want to interrupt. I kind of want to interrupt again.
Stop it.
Go.
I would have been so sad
No,
if
go.
we had
Hurry
turned
up.
it
You're going to
off.
lose it.
I'm not going to lose it. Can you hush for a moment? For a moment.
I did.
Your eyes look really blue right now.
Okay, cool.
My point was, if you check back in with your values in that scenario and ask yourself, for me at least, with these videos, yes, we want them to be fun and full of personality and helpful, but I want them to be quality. And in that case, for that video, I think it's a really fun one, and we had really funny ideas, and it was gonna be like a little bit helpful, but also a little bit funny and show our personalities. And I didn't want to do it a disservice by doing it when we were tired, cranky. We also know that filming is like a hot button issue for our relationship. And I was like, if we do this while we're tired, we're just going to get cranky at each other, and it's going to kind of set the tone for the rest of the weekend. And I don't want that. So that's a tip for working with your husband or your partner right in itself. That's the video.
All right, so we are going to make that video,
yes,
but we are giving ourselves permission to not make that video, not spend all the time and effort. Do this one so that you guys get a real update behind the scenes. Things have to give, you make concessions, and we're gonna move forward. And we're gonna end this video now because otherwise we could keep talking, and that's gonna be more editing time and more work, which we need to stop doing.
One more thing, do you realize that we're documenting the undocumented?
Stop. Okay, that's it, bye.